Sun A salutations. From a forward fold, engage your core. Take energy from the earth and bathe your body with the earth's apana. Bring it around your neck like you're fastening a necklace and flip your hair as you reach to the universe. Pretend as though you are pulling dainty tissues out of a Kleenex box on top of your head. Lead with the bony part of your wrist and allow your fingers and hands to flow like a veil traveling behind. Engage your hips by pushing your right hip horizontally forward and swinging it back. Do the same with your left hip. Slide it out and push it back. Slide it out and push it back. Make sure you are keeping your hips horizontal as you slide and push back. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, wither down with a flat back. Snake arms with horizontal chest slides. With arms in second position, turn your thumbs down to engage all muscles in your upper arm. Start to stimulate your shoulders by rolling them forward to back. Start with the right shoulder, lift, push it back, lower it, and bring it to neutral. Allow your opposing shoulder to reflect this movement. Next, begin to engage your entire arm to create a snake-like arm by lifting your shoulder, then your elbow, and following with your wrist. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Looking at your hand is a nice stylization. Increase your stance to hip width distance for stability. Allow your chest to slide horizontally right to left to increase the range of motion of your snake arms. Start with the basic snake arms, shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Now as you lift your shoulders, slide your chest in the same direction. Going back and forth, allow your upper torso to sway like a boat into the gentle waves that you create by your arms. The basic Sahidi is a traditional Turkish belly dance hip movement. Start out by turning your body to a 45-degree angle to your northwest. Bring your front leg to a perch by bending your front knee and standing on your tippy toe. Bend the standing leg to help maintain your balance. Hands at fourth position. The back hand shoots up, the front hand shoots out. Make sure the front arm opens slightly to your audience. Don't cover your figure. Pushing off the front tippy toe, straighten that front leg and raise your hip. Then let it fall. Again, lift the hip, then drop it. Push it up, then drop it. Up and drop. Make sure to do the same on the opposing hip. You can also create letters with your forward-facing hip. Pretend as though you have a pencil sticking out of your hip. By lifting and dropping and twisting, you can spell out letters with this invisible pencil. Let's just try doing the letter O. Lift your hip, twist it forward, drop the hip, and bring it around to the beginning. Make sure your standing leg is bent so you can balance as you increase your range of motion with your O's. Seated twist with cobra is established in a seated position. Cross your left leg over your right knee. Bend your right knee and bring your heel towards your left glute. Lift the chest, raise the right arm high, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Engage your transverse abdominis, your core muscles, to protect over twisting of your lower back. With your right hand, create a tray. Place your left elbow in that tray. Using a graceful undulation of the hand, make snake-like movements with the left hand by swaying your left wrist back and forth and allow your hand to gracefully follow. This is a Persian hand gesture used by traditional Persian belly dancers. They might also slide their head back and forth and flirt with the snake that they are charming. This yoga pose is a great detoxifying pose that allows you to wring stagnant fluids out of your spine. As you release this pose by bringing that front leg back to half pigeon, you will feel the freshly oxygenated blood replenish the spaces between your vertebrae. Supported side plank with optional undulation, Vashisthasana. From tabletop, ground down through your right hand and your right knee. Open up to the west by straightening your left leg and reaching to the ceiling with your left hand. You can maintain this pose or make it more dancerly by doing beautiful wrist rolls. You can also put your hand behind your head and undulate your body by pushing your chest forward, then back, pushing your stomach out and then flattening it. Push your chest out, then your stomach, and bring everything to neutral. Smooth this motion out to undulate like a dolphin swimming. Release back to tabletop and then take downward facing dog. Hands and feet hip and shoulder width apart, tailbone to the ceiling. Bend the knees, engage the transverse abdominal muscles, and gaze through the legs as you breathe. Skandasana with snake arms. From Prasarita Dandasana, or a wide-legged forward fold, place your hands on the floor, squat down on the left side and straighten the right leg. Gracefully walk your hands to the right side by crisscrossing them back and forth to bring your body to Skandasana on the left. To make this pose more dancerly, take a more animal-like approach to the motion, like a tiger or a ninja, quietly sneaking back and forth. Engage your core and bring your shoulders over your hips, hands are at prayer position. Next, hover back and forth, doing your Skandasana transitions from right to left. Try and maintain the same height from right to left by engaging your core or flattening your lower abs. Add snake arms to the pose by lifting the shoulder or elbow and wrist in the direction of the motion. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. End in a wide-legged forward fold by placing your hands on the ground and lifting your hips.